Now at 10, Downtown Joplin Alliance hosts their first inaugural loft tour. Plus, the town of Lamar steps back in time to celebrate Harry S. Truman's 139th birthday. And Kentucky Derby style event for the community of Carl Junction.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Carrie Worthen. Community members took advantage of the warm weather for a May Day celebration at Wildcat Glades Park. The event featured fun for the whole family, including old-fashioned three-legged and sack races for kids and adults, yard games, and a raffle for outdoor and family prizes. Sweet treats were available like kettle corn and snow cones.
Our May Day celebration, we just welcome in the weather. We are so grateful to have the warmth back so that we can get out and enjoy the sun and enjoy the outdoors without being cold and miserable.
The event began at 12 p.m. and ran until 3 p.m. The town of Lamar steps back into time to celebrate Harry S. Truman's 139th birthday. Representatives from Harry S. Truman's birthplace historic site and the Barton County Chamber of Commerce host a party in Truman's honor. Historical demonstrations, vendors, and musical entertainment are just a few things that celebrated the decades of Truman's life.
We are here to celebrate Truman's birthday. Truman Day is a community event that we put on each year. We love to celebrate all of the vendors. We have a baby show, a dog show. We have lots of different storytelling and activities just free for family fun of all ages throughout the whole day.
The event focused on Truman's life between 1884 through World War I. Pittsburgh Parks and Rec gave local kids a chance to enjoy some outdoor fun. They hosted their annual OK Kids Day. It kicked off with a fishing derby, then went into activities including games, arts and crafts, archery, canoeing, and playing with sidewalk chalk. Officials say it's a great way to get kids outside as summer break approaches.
So today we are doing our annual OK Kids Day. It's been here many years. We've got canoeing, archery, arts and crafts, just games in general like tug of war, and we're also serving free lunch.
The event was held at Lakeside Park and was free to everyone. The Lions of Southwest Missouri held a Kentucky Derby style event for the community of Carl Junction. The event included live Kentucky Derby viewing, simulated horse races and betting, hat contest, silent auction, and a raffle. All proceeds from the event go to help the Alliance and mission to support programs for the community.
Alliance is hosting an afternoon at the races, and it's a derby type event that we're raising funds for the Alliance, and we're excited. We're going to launch our new brand today.
The Downtown Joplin Alliance held their first inaugural Downtown Lofts tour. Community members bought tickets to tour the 9 historic buildings. The Joplin Alliance wants the public to see the stages of the hard work that goes into repurposing the buildings. While some of the buildings are not complete, are complete, not all buildings are finished, just like the Livia building.
And I think that there's more of an interest in living downtown because there are places that are large enough to accommodate families too. It's not just people who live alone or students, as people might think. So I think that this could help generate some interest and kind of give people an idea of what it might be like to live downtown, or it could just show them what's going on in their community.
The Livia building is estimated to have around 34 apartments when completed. Meteorologist Sam Lane joins us with a first look at the weather.
And it's been a hot look at the weather today with temperatures getting close to record levels. Right now we are clear on radar in our immediate area, but we do have some storms down in southern Oklahoma that's starting to spread into southeastern Oklahoma overnight. And then we have one supercell up in north central Missouri producing some tornado warnings up in that area. Tornado watch in effect until 2 o'clock. But that is not anywhere close to our area. Instead, we're dealing with the drought still. In fact, we're looking at the drought conditions now starting to expand even further to the east into western parts of Missouri. And of course, it's still exceptional in Chautauqua and Elk counties where it's been bone dry for several months. Temperatures tonight are going to drop through the 70s into the upper 60s by morning. And looking down the lane, we do have some sunny weather in tap for Sunday. Morning showers as we go through the work week, along with some afternoon thunderstorms and above normal temperatures. And I'll have more details on that in just a little while.
Kansas City, Kansas police say a boy was shot and killed while he was playing in front of a house. Jackson Kurtz reports.
It's not normal for kids to go through. It's not normal for grown adults to shoot and see kids, or kids to watch their family members get shot.
But it happened early Wednesday night. 6-year-old Sir Antonio Brown was outside playing right by his home with other family members nearby. Gunfire erupted, Sir was hit and did not survive. His 7-year-old god brother KOAM played with Sir frequently in the same area.
I would jump on the trampoline and play tag. I would ride the bike with him.
Family members tell us detectives have video of the shooting incident. They say there were 3 unknown people with guns wearing dark black masks. Sir's great aunt believes the shooters were targeting her 20-year-old nephew.
Why do you think that?
Because we know, we know as a family what he is about.
The younger brother of Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes is facing assault charges. Court documents show 22-year-old Jackson Mahomes was taken into custody Wednesday morning on 3 charges of aggravated sexual battery and 1 count of battery. The charges are related to an incident that happened on February 25th. Police in Overland Park, Missouri say a 40-year-old woman says she was assaulted by Mahomes, but Mahomes' attorney says the accusations are false. Bond was set at $1,000 and a preliminary hearing is scheduled for May 11th. Coming up, it's crowning moment for King Charles III has waited his entire life for. Plus, President Biden is set to meet at the White House next week with Speaker McCarthy and other key players in the debt ceiling negotiations. President Biden is set to meet at the White House next week with Speaker McCarthy and other key players in the debt ceiling negotiations. But even if they did reach the deal in the room, that's anything but certain. McCarthy might have a hard time selling it to hardline members of his own party.
Whether you pay the debt or not doesn't have a damn thing to do with what your budget is.
With the clock ticking once again on a possible U.S. debt default, President Biden Friday criticized what he called MAGA Republicans for holding the country's credit rating hostage in exchange for, quote, draconian spending cuts.
There's no possibility they can pass their budget. Zero.
In an interview with MSNBC, Mr. Biden also blamed that same group for putting pressure on House Speaker Kevin McCarthy.
I think he's an honest man, and the MAGA Republicans really have put him in a position where, in order to stay Speaker, he has to agree. He's agreed to things that maybe he believes, but are just extreme.
The debt ceiling plan passed by the Republican-controlled House last week would freeze federal spending at last year's levels, cutting the budget by almost 14%, a move the White House says would slash funding for everything from rail safety inspectors to veterans' health care.
We're going to start down the path of figuring out how we get fiscal responsibility.
But Senate Democrats say the plan is too extreme and will make negotiations harder.
We should not default on our debt, but the present path we're on is unsustainable.
President Biden was also asked about the 14th Amendment, which contains a clause guaranteeing public debt, whether or not that could be used to raise the debt ceiling without congressional approval or action. President Biden said he is not ready to go there yet. The top prosecutor in the city of St. Louis announces her resignation as the state attorney general tries to have her removed from office. St. Louis Circuit Attorney Kim Gardner announced Thursday that she would resign effective June 1st. Attorney General Andrew Bailey says nearly 12,000 criminal cases have been dismissed because of what he says are Gardner's failures. Gardner did not mention Bailey in her resignation letter, but said that since she took office, people outside the city have targeted her. A little later, Missouri Southern, Pittsburgh State are looking to win their first round of the MIAA tournament.
And we had a round of very warm weather today across the area. In fact, close to record setting. Is it going to be back again tomorrow? I'll have the answer when we come back. Well, it was a pretty toasty afternoon across the area with temperatures near record levels, and we'll show you that in a moment. We started out this morning in Seneca, Missouri, at Indigo Sky Casino and Resort with just a few clouds, but most of the afternoon was bright, sunny, blue conditions out there. And then as we headed towards the evening, we started to see some cirrus clouds in the distance moving in from the south and west in association with a system moving across northern Texas and southern Oklahoma. We were dealing with high allergies again today, 10.7. Tomorrow, a little bit better at 9.3. Most of that is mulberry, oak, and grasses. Here's the high today, 89, only 1 degree away from the record, which was 90 back in 1952, well above the normals of 74 and 53, and I think we're going to be pretty close to the record again tomorrow across the area. Temperatures this afternoon were not only warm here in Joplin, but check this out, 96 in Yates Center and Howard today. That's just obscene for this time of year, and pretty toasty across the entire area with highs in the 80s and 90s. Temperatures right now have dropped down into the 70s and 80s still at this hour in Chanute with 81 and 80 in Fredonia. Radar is clear over our immediate area, but there are some storms up towards the north. In fact, a supercell with tornado warnings in north central Missouri this evening. Tornado watch in effect ahead of that storm until about 2 a.m. But we're watching the bigger storm system off on the west coast. That is going to start sending pieces of energy towards us, and our rain chances are going to start to increase. You can see that one complex of storms over northern Texas and also the big cluster over north central Missouri, but it's all around us, but we are going to see some rain eventually across our area. Right now in Joplin it's 79, and I can't believe we're talking about this already, but we're talking about a heat index of 81 degrees with a south wind of 10, and in Pittsburgh it's 76 degrees, but it feels like 78. Look at that dew point up there at 69, so it's certainly muggy out there. The ridge of high pressure that's been blocking all the storminess is going to start to retreat a little bit back to the east and be broken apart a little bit. That's going to allow more energy to come at us from the west, and that's going to increase our rain chances, and we certainly need the rain across our area. The severe weather tomorrow is going to mainly be up towards the north and also a chunk down in southern Oklahoma and northern Texas. Not really concerned about it here in our area, but on Monday, things might be a little different. We might have some severe weather up in our northern counties, like around Bourbon County and also in Cedar County in the afternoon and evening. And of course, we'll keep an eye on that for you. Rain chances are going to be low for the most part for the next 36 hours, maybe an isolated storm or two. But again, I think Tuesday and Tuesday night is when the rain chances are going to increase. Lows tonight are going to be in the upper 60s to around 70 degrees, a very mild night. Then tomorrow, another repeat of what we had today. Not quite as warm, but still near record levels, especially out towards the west with highs in the 90s. And then as we go into Monday morning, we'll see lows in the 60s and near 70. Notice there is a front up to the north and west. That will slide our direction, but it's going to run out of gas before it gets here with highs in the upper 80s once again on Monday. And then as we move into Tuesday morning, lows once again in the 60s, but I think a better chance of storms Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. In fact, rainfall amounts by Wednesday night could be around an inch, maybe an inch and a half in some isolated areas. So that would be certainly welcome to help put a dent in the drought situation. Your 7-day forecast looks like this. Tomorrow, 86. The record, by the way, is 88. So we'll only be 2 degrees away from that tomorrow. And then the rain chances start on Monday, all next week, here and there, scattered storms around.
Maybe with the storms being the PM, maybe we'll sleep good.
I like that idea.
Yeah, thank you. Celebrations are underway in Britain after the historic crowning of King Charles earlier today. As CBS's Tina Kraus reports from London, the coronation was filled with spectacle, ancient rituals, music, prayer, and plenty of pomp.
It's the crowning moment King Charles III has waited his entire life for. Charles sat on the 700-year-old oak coronation chair in Westminster Abbey as the dazzling St. Edward's crown was placed on his head.
God save the King! God save the King!
I come not to be served, but to serve.
The King completed his 7-decade journey from heir to monarch in his grandest coronation carriage, the Gold State Coach. It rolled through the heart of London on a rainy Saturday, giving delighted crowds a glimpse of history in the making.
To be singing God Save the King is really incredible.
King Charles wasn't the only one crowned at the 2-hour coronation here at Westminster Abbey. His wife Camilla is now queen.
May thy servant Camilla, who wears this crown, be filled by thine abundant grace and with all princely virtues.
King Charles's coronation was filled with ritual, embracing ancient tradition.
Receive the royal scepter, the ensign of kingly power and justice.
The king was just 4 years old when he watched his mother, Queen Elizabeth's coronation in 1953. Saturday, his own children celebrated his, including heir to the throne Prince William and his brother Harry. The The younger prince headed back to the U.S. after the ceremony. Later, as Royal Air Force jets flew past, the new king and queen waved from the balcony of Buckingham Palace. For Charles and Camilla, the historic event is the culmination of a controversial love story spanning 5 decades. Tina Kraus, CBS News, London.
The coronation festivities include a concert Sunday at Windsor Castle featuring music legend Lionel Richie and Katy Perry. Still ahead, coming up in sports, Missouri Southern and Pittsburgh State baseball are looking to advance in the first round of the MIAA tournament. And Missouri Southern softball team had another exciting day. We'll go over the details next in sports.
Well, it's day 2 of the opening round, the MIAA playoffs. Both Missouri Southern and Pittsburgh State are 1 win away from moving on to Warrensburg, Missouri for the semifinals in the MIAA tournament. We'll start things off in Pittsburgh. Gorillas taking on the Broncos. Pitt State only 1 win away from taking the series. So in the 5th inning, game tied 6-6. Ryan Coball sends this to right field. Jake Grauberger, play at the plate, is called out. You make the call. Tough break for the Gorillas, so we head to the bottom of the 6th. Same score, Nixon Brandon at the plate. Looks like a routine pop-up, but the wind gets involved, and that's trouble. Pitt State takes the lead off of Brandon's single. Gorillas up 7-6. So we head to the top of the 8th inning, tied up 7-7. Wyatt Gray sends a shot to center field. Jake Grauberger collides with the wall. Good news is Grauberger would be okay. Bad news is it's a 3-run home run for Central Oklahoma, and they take a 10-7 lead. Bottom of the 8th, Pitt State not done yet. Cade Clemens high and deep, and that one is out of here. 2-run home run. Gorillas within 1, down 10-9, but not enough for Pittsburgh State as Central Oklahoma forces Game 3 and beats the Gorillas 10-9. Let's take a look in Joplin. The Missouri Southern Lions are taking on the Newman Jets. Lions won Game 1 last night. So in Game 2, Newman not messing around. Top of the 1st inning, 2-0 Newman. Jack Frazier ropes a shot into left field. Newman takes a 3-0 lead in the 1st inning. Lions looking to rally back. Bottom of the 3rd now. Southern down 4-1. Henry Kuziak will beat this throw out. It's an infield RBI single. Lions cut the lead in half, down 4-2. Next batter, MIAA Freshman of the Year, Ethan Clark at the plate, showing us just why he earned that honor. Clark singles this into center field. Tragan Parker scores. Lions down 4-3 within 1. But Newman's pitching and defense was just too much today for Missouri Southern. Jenner Steele, look at this terrific diving play with his glove. So we'll have to try again tomorrow. Newman forces a Game 3, defeating Missouri Southern 6-4. Well, the Missouri Southern Lions softball team's only 1 loss away from elimination after last night's loss to Rogers State. With this being in a double elimination tournament, the Lions have no chance but to survive and advance. In Topeka, the Lions split their games yesterday. So first up, it's a date with the Missouri Western Griffins. Starting off in the 1st, Avery Tallman delivers a strike home, but get up Leighton Withers. Bunny hops for a spectacular grab for the 2nd out of the game. Bottom of the 1st now, Ashlyn Williams at the plate drives this into center field. Yasmin Vargas scores easily with her speed. Lions up 1-0. Next batter, Kara Amos up at the plate. This one is belted high and deep to left field, and that one is way out of here. 2-run home run. Puts the Lions on top 3-0, and that's all the offense that will score the entire game. Bottom of the 9th inning, Grace Parrott fields this one cleanly out at first, and that's your ball game. Missouri Southern shuts out Missouri Western, winning this one 3-0. Lions advanced last night, and they meet up with Rogers State again after their win against Missouri Western. This time, Missouri Southern eliminates Rogers State, winning this game 4-3 in a thriller. Emily Perry goes 1 for 3 with a solo home run. In the 4th inning, Avery Tallman again delivers, pitching 4 1/3 innings, only giving up 1 earned run. Missouri Southern will have a chance to win the MIAA tournament tomorrow against Central Oklahoma. Well, the St. Louis Cardinals are off to their worst start to an MLB season in 50 years. The only other season that the Cardinals had a worse start in, you had to go back to 1973 when the club started off 8-23. Tigers at Cardinals, second inning, no score. Dylan Carlson, Souvenir City, here he comes. Cardinals looking good early, up 3-0. Fifth inning now, tied 3-3. Nolan Arenado, see you later. Look out, Big Mac land. Two-run bomb puts the Redbirds in front 5-3. To the top of the ninth inning now, tied up 5-5. Jonathan Scope flies this to right field. Lars Nootbaar with the catch. Cannon throw, home plate, and it's a perfect throw, and he gets the outfield assist. So we head to extra innings. To the 10th inning now, Akil Baddoo says try catching this one. This one's hit deep to left field, and it's a ground rule double. The Tigers take a 6-5 lead. Detroit holds on to that lead and defeats St. Louis 6-5. Royals at home tonight taking on the Oakland Athletics. Both teams come to tonight with the two worst records in Major League Baseball, so someone has to win. Fortunately, that will not be the Royals. Kansas City loses the game against the A's 5-4. However, Bobby Witt Jr. goes 1 for 6 with a 2-run home run. That'll be it with sports. We'll be back after this.
This 100-year-old World War II veteran wants to bench press 100 pounds. Meet Warner Schlepitz, a Delaware resident who is proving you're never too old to work towards your goal. Schlepitz was hoping to reach this goal by his centennial birthday in April, but was just short with 95 pounds on the bar. Now the veteran is hoping to make his goal of at least 100 pounds by September when he'll compete in the Delaware State Senior Olympics.
There we go.
We're going to be close to 100 degrees in western Kansas. Thank goodness. Not here. We're going to see temperatures in the upper 80s tomorrow. Storms roll in on Monday through the rest of the week, but we desperately need the rainfall, so I don't think anyone's going to really complain about that.
Kentucky Derby winner, Mage, 15-1 odds, so nice payday if you had Mage on your list.
Oh, darn it. No, I'm just kidding. All right, well, that's our time for now. Thanks for making us a part of your night.